gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
Thank you so much. This morning, police investigate what led to a chaotic scene in two boroughs yesterday. Surveillance video captured a gunman on a scooter shooting innocent people just going about their day in Queens and Brooklyn. 4 people were shot over 2 hours. One of them died. Police.
Wow. So, guys, you see what's going on. I've spoken on this before, that super gremlins were going to be going through the streets and deleting random people. And somebody in my last video said, hey, why do you keep saying deleting? Like, stop saying deleting, call it what it is. It's cold-hearted, blooded murder. Yeah, I tried that route before, and that is the reason why I'm demonetized. So yes, I may speak in code, but don't let that make you think that I'm not taking these situations very seriously. Trust me, if anybody's taking it seriously on this platform, it's me. And you know, I might have to use words that might bring levity to the situation for content purposes, because YouTube does not like this type of content. So if you want to hear the raw and uncut, make sure you join me on Patreon. Make sure you join me on Patreon, and then you can hear the raw and uncut. But yes, this super gremlin has gone around and deleted random people, in particular an 80-some-odd-year-old man. And it's very sad that we have this situation. I actually saw the video on Twitter. It's horrific. I can't show it here, but the man was shot, bleeding profusely. You had somebody else walk up to him, innocent bystander, and you know, they might have been getting help, but they didn't apply any pressure to his wound. And I mean, it's a horrible video. If you guys want to watch it, we might break it down on a Patreon live stream, but ugh.
Police later took the gunman into custody. Eyewitness News reporter Johnny Fernandez is live at the 107 precinct in Queens with a timeline of how this went down and where. Johnny.
Hey, good morning, Michelle. And police say that this gunman, he shot 4 people within a very short time span, and they were able to arrest him because police sent out a picture of this guy to every police officer between the 103rd and 113th precinct between Brooklyn and Queens.
So they sent out a picture of the guy to the police, but guess what? We don't have a picture of him. I still don't have a picture of him. I got a picture of him from the back, pause, but I'm still looking for a picture of this guy and his name to be revealed. Nothing yet on it, but hopefully when I upload this, I'll have a picture, but if not, we're just gonna have to use our imagination.
Now, we know that this is some chilling surveillance video. It shows a gunman firing while riding his scooter, and then moments later, the bullet shattered glass and innocent people went running for their lives. Now, police say that the shooting spree started at around 11:10 on Saturday morning. That's when a 21-year-old was shot in the shoulder in Brooklyn, and just about 17 minutes later, an 87-year-old man was gunned down over on Jamaica Avenue and
87-year-old man. And he, yes, did not survive the shooting. Imagine getting to 87 years old and you're deleted by this super gremlin on demon time.
108th Street, and minutes after that, over on Hillside Avenue and 126th Street, a 44-year-old man was shot in the face. And then over on Jamaica Avenue and 134th Street, a 63-year-old man was also shot. Now, NYPD, they spoke out about this investigation. Take a listen.
A firearm was recovered inside the scooter. The 9mm pistol had an extended magazine.
Video shows that.
So we know about these extendos, and we know that it is common for people in the community to put extendos, whether, you know, it works in their favor or not. Actually, you know, if you put these extendos that a lot of these folks be having on your firearm, it increases the likelihood of jamming. However, we weren't so fortunate to have his firearm malfunction in these shootings. But this is a shooting spree, and it's basically a mass shooting, right? 3 wounded, 1 deleted. So you got the minimum requirement of 4 or more. We need to take this into account as a community. I'm telling you right now, there's going to be backlash. We need to get a hold of this. We need to get ahead of this. I'm the only one ahead of it right now. Not the only one, but I'm one of few ahead of this this issue, and it doesn't seem like it's getting enough attention.
He's not targeting anybody. He's not following anybody. As he's driving on his scooter, he's randomly shooting people.
Again, an 87-year-old man is dead after this shooting rampage. Now, at this point, we are still waiting to learn about the charges that this suspect will be facing, and again, the motive that is still under investigation.
Good evening. At 11 o'clock, I'm Sandra Bookman. Joe has the night off. We're going to begin with that deadly shooting rampage in Brooklyn and Queens. A scooter-riding killer opens fire on innocent bystanders. Here's what we know about the victims tonight. An 87-year-old man is dead, shot in the back. A 21-year-old man is recovering after being shot in the shoulder. A 44-year-old listed in critical condition, shot in the face, and a 63-year-old man also recovering from a gunshot to the torso. The gunman has only been identified as a 25-year-old male, and tonight he is in police custody. According to investigators, he used a 9mm handgun and was riding what police say was an illegal scooter when he opened fire. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo has more on how officers were able to track him down.
Well, that's right. Police believe these shootings were all random. It was all hands on deck to stop the threat. A 25-year-old man now under arrest.
First he shot at me, then he shot at another person.
Chilling surveillance video shows the gunman firing while riding his scooter, the bullets shattering glass. Innocent people running for their lives.
So you see he was on an illegal scooter. In Atlanta, we have the birds. Scooters that you can use to get around the city. And they're actually pretty useful. And like I said about many other things, the community ends up ruining it for everybody. So you're riding on this scooter and it's already illegal to have the scooter, and then it's illegal to have the gun. So they got scooter control and gun control, and none of them are working in New York City, right? It's a really difficult conversation to have, but we just got to have it as a community. We can't keep defending these people in our community who choose to throw away, the freedom that we are granted in this society. As much as we have, or the little that we have left, right? Which we still have a lot, okay? We just got to do the work, man. We got to do more work. I know people hate when I say no solutions, but hey, unless we say something, nothing's going to be done.
I don't know, man. I just saw the gun and ducked.
Multiple crime scenes spanning Queens and Brooklyn. 4 people shot in less than 30 minutes. At least 1 killed. No rhyme or reason, detectives say.
Video shows that he's not targeting anybody. He's not following anybody. As he's driving on his scooter, he's randomly shooting people.
The glass window of a nail salon on Jamaica Avenue blown out by the gunfire. A customer too rattled to appear on camera right there as an 87-year-old man was shot in the back right outside. He died.
And he was bleeding on the street, and then we heard some more shots and we just stayed to the ground.
Police say the shooting spree started just after 11 Saturday morning. A 21-year-old man shot in the shoulder at Ashford Street and Arlington Avenue in Brooklyn. Just 17 minutes later, that 87-year-old man was gunned down on Jamaica Avenue. At 11:35 at Hillside Avenue and 126th Street, a 44-year-old man shot in the face, now critical. And just 2 minutes later at Jamaica Avenue and 134th Street, a 63-year-old man also hit by bullets.
Armed with an image of the suspect, our officers fanned out across Queens.
It helped officers from the 103rd and 113th precincts recognize and arrest the suspect in Queens just after 1 p.m.
The 9mm pistol had an extended magazine. Given the violence this individual was willing to carry out, I want to extend my deepest thanks and gratitude to all the men and women in the NYPD.
And police say that pistol and the illegal scooter the suspect was driving have both been recovered. The motive is still under investigation. No name yet on the suspect or any charges, but police say his one prior arrest for a traffic violation. From the 107th Precinct in Fresh Meadows, Anthony Carlo, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pocket.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
what
over your
more
store.
do you want from me?
Breaking news at 6, 4 people shot, 1 killed in random shootings that spanned 2 boroughs. The suspected gunman on a scooter is now in custody. Good evening, I'm Jessica Moore. Police say the suspect fired at innocent people from what they're calling an illegal scooter. It all started this morning in Cypress Hills, Brooklyn, and ended in Richmond Hill, Queens. That's where we find CBS 2's Alicia Reed. She's live with the update from police a short time ago. Alicia.
Jessica, police say that suspect was arrested less than 2 hours after that initial shooting that started in Brooklyn around 11 o'clock this morning and ended here in Richmond Hill just after 1 o'clock when that suspect was taken into custody. In total, 4 people were shot and one of them, an 87-year-old man, was killed. Now, police say the suspect was riding an illegal scooter with no license plate and randomly firing at his victims. The first victim, a 21-year-old man, was shot in the left shoulder. Police say while riding the scooter, the suspect approached the victim from behind and shot him once around 11:10 this morning. The second victim, that 87-year-old, was shot once in the back and died at Jamaica Hospital.
Man, I mean, you survived your whole life, and just to be taken out in a random shooting by this psycho on a scooter. Man, and if you guys see the actual video, it's horrible, man. It's horrible. The guy, like, he looked like he was just so shocked that he got shot, man, and his life was over. It was bad.
Is to say the suspect was firing at a nail salon at 10819 Jamaica Avenue when he hit the elderly man. Minutes later, police say the suspect randomly fired at a group of people on the corner of 108th Street and Jamaica Avenue. Thankfully, no one was hurt in that incident. The suspect's last stop, just about 30 minutes after the first shooting, was at 134th Street and Jamaica Avenue, where police say a man was shot in the right shoulder. He was transported to Jamaica Hospital in stable condition. Now, police say surveillance video of the shooter was sent to the smartphones of every NYPD officer in what's called a critical message.
A mobilization was also called in order to marshal our resources and flood the area. As it became clear that these shootings were being carried out by the same perpetrator, I immediately held an emergency conference call with all of our top executives, including Chief of Department, Chief of Patrol, and the Detective Bureau. Armed with an image of the suspect, our officers fanned out across Queens, focusing on the main thoroughfares. Shortly after 1 p.m., officers from the 103 and 113 precinct spotted the shooter on his scooter and took him into custody without incident near 94th Street, confines of the 103 precinct.
Police say a 9mm firearm with an extended magazine was recovered inside the scooter. We're told he has one prior arrest for a traffic violation. There's still no word on.
And, you know, that's the scary thing. One prior arrest on a traffic violation. Probably couldn't really see it coming. I mean, this isn't something that, you know, he was a repeat offender, slipped through the cracks, or released on his own recognizance, you know, the typical story that we see. It's not like that. I mean, it's a guy that, you know, arrest for a traffic violation, which is, I mean, it's a serious thing, but, you know, you pay a fine and you move on. But elevating that to just a random shooting spree, it's different.
On a motive behind these shootings that police say were random. Again, 4 people shot, one of them dead, that 87-year-old elderly man. Live from Richmond Hill, Alicia Reed, CBS 2 News.
Thank goodness for the quick arrest. Alicia, thank you.
Breaking news out of Brooklyn and Queens. 1 person is dead, 3 others wounded after police say a man on a scooter appeared to shoot people at random as he rode through both boroughs. Thanks for joining us for the Pix 11 News at 6. I'm Kaidi Tong. The suspected shooter is now in custody. This all started shortly after 11 this morning in Brooklyn. And as you can see right there, the 4 victims were shot at 4 different locations, all within the span of a terrifying half hour, in yet another senseless act of gun violence. Our Pix 11's McGee Hickey is live for us right now at the police precinct in Richmond Hills, Queens, where the acting police commissioner just held a presser. Hi there, McGee.
Hi there, Kaidi. As you can imagine, such a tense and terrifying half hour for hundreds of residents here in Queens and in Brooklyn. The motive still isn't clear on what sparked this random shooting at 5 different locations with 4 victims, an 86-year-old man dead. It appears to be really random. Police don't have a motive at this point, and a young man shot in the face is fighting for his life right now.
Individual took it upon himself to shoot 4 innocent people, tragically killing 1. Our hearts go out to all the families affected by the senseless.
And he might even catch another body from the young man shot in the face. I'm telling you guys, there are individuals in the community who take pride in catching bodies. Okay? It's like a sport. I've repeated this time and time again. I don't think y'all hear me, but these super gremlins are on demon time.
Violence.
Police said the first shooting happened just after 11 in the morning at 108th Street and Arlington Avenue. Police say a gunman on this unlicensed scooter fired this weapon, shooting a young man in the shoulder. And less than 20 minutes later, the shooting spree turned fatal. Police say an 86-year-old man was killed after the gunman opened fire at 134th Street.
And that's probably why he got that traffic violation in the first place, because he's on an unregistered scooter. It's all coming together now.
Jamaica Avenue. Police say the 3rd and 4th locations nearby, there were random shootings from the scooter. Took place less than a block apart, where a man was shot in the face. He is in critical condition, and police say the motive for these shootings is not clear.
At this time, we don't know the motive. It seems that his acts were random. If you look at the demographics and pedigree of the victims, they're all different. At this time, video shows that he's not targeting anybody, he's not following anybody. As he's driving on his scooter, he's randomly shooting people.
Police say these two police officers, Fernandez and Robinson, got the critical alerts on their phones, calls to be on the lookout, and spotted the gunman and were able to apprehend him. This city council member for the area, Lynn Schulman, applauded the quick work of the police.
I mean, this individual apparently covered a wide swath of areas. So the fact that the police were on it, the police officers were alert and saw what was going on and acted immediately. So that was great.
And police say the gunman is still being questioned. His name hasn't been released because he hasn't been charged with any crime yet. Police also have not released the name of the older man who died, and yet there is still that man in his 40s in critical condition at a nearby hospital. We are live in Richmond Hill, Queens. McGee Hickey, Pix 11.
We're following breaking news right now. Horrifying moments across our city. Multiple people are shot and one person is dead after police say a man on a moped scooter went on a shooting spree spanning 2 boroughs. Thank you for joining us. I'm Arthur Sheehan. A suspect is now in custody and police are saying the shootings appear to be random. Let's get right out to Christine Russo live in Richmond Hill, Queens with the latest on this. Christine.
She go.
Arthur, police say they arrested a 25-year-old man who they say just went on a random shooting spree this morning along Jamaica Avenue. They say he was riding an illegal moped. He shot 4 people and killed one, an 87-year-old man. Surveillance video captures the moment a person riding a moped makes a U-turn on Jamaica Avenue and 109th Street and appears to target a person walking in the opposite direction before shooting. The disturbing moments happened around 11:30 a.m. and spanned several blocks near Jamaica Avenue in Richmond Hill. Police say there were 5 separate scenes and the shootings appeared to be random.
I immediately held an emergency conference call with all of our top executives, including Chief of Department, Chief of Patrol, and the Detective Bureau. Armed with an image of the suspect, our officers fanned out across Queens, focusing on the main thoroughfares. Shortly after 1 p.m., officers from the 103 and 113 precinct spotted the shooter on his scooter and took him into custody without incident near 94th Street, confines of the 103 precinct.
The glass window of a beauty store near one of the shootings was completely shattered. One man working across the street at a supermarket said he saw one of the victims fall to the ground. I only heard 3 shots, just that, and then suddenly I saw an older man on the floor. Jamaica Avenue is a popular and busy street for businesses and pedestrians. Store owner Jasveer Singh has had his cell phone business here for nearly 15 years. He says things have never been this bad.
It's a very scary, that's all I can say. I mean, even there's nothing I can do probably, you know.
Late into the afternoon, it was still a very active scene. NYPD counterterrorism was blocking off several streets to traffic. Many people we spoke to say they feel violence in their neighborhood has escalated recently with the opening of cannabis stores.
Well, I get that.
You have to have your eyes well open looking at...
So the people in the streets are talking and they saying these weed dispensaries it's bringing the wrong crowd. Saying they got to look over their shoulder. I mean, these people are frightened. They're scared.
all sides because at any minute you could be hit by a stray bullet. The investigation is, of course, still ongoing, but police say just by analyzing that surveillance video, they say it appears that the suspect didn't have any target and was just randomly shooting at people. We're live in Richmond Hill. Christine Russo, Fox 5 News. Arthur, back to you.
Thanks very much, Christine.
All right, guys. So this is a video of the 25-year-old gunman who was arrested. Definitely giving Afro-Latina vibes, you know. So this could be a super burrito gremlin. Who knows? But it's getting bad out here. I told you guys about the random shootings, how this would start happening more often, and lo and behold, here we are, 2023, and the Comunidad and Comunitino is on fire. these super burrito gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence. So it is what it is.